Hey guys, it's been quite the year 2021, that is. Lots of ups and downs, though compared to last year, definitely more ups. Now with that said, it's been roughly, well, not quite there yet, but roughly a year since this channel started. And as you all know, we mainly focus on the PC side of things here, especially laptops. So now that we're nearing the end of the year, why not kind of take a look at all the laptops that we have reviewed thus far and do a roundup of sorts to share with you what we think are the best laptops in each category and each of their regard. So yes, I know I did not review that many laptops because I'm by my lonesome and there were many laptops released in 2021, that's for sure. But with that said, with the amount of laptops that we've reviewed, we want to do a roundup of sorts. So just to keep things simple, 3 categories: gaming and productivity, best value, and most innovative. My phone just dropped. Anyways, at the end of them all, we are going to also do, well, basically the best laptop of 2021 in our opinion. So with that said, let's get this roundup started. For starters, let's take a look at the list of laptops that we have for each category. And first up, let's talk about gaming and productivity. First up, we have the Razer Blade 15 Advanced Edition, which probably comes as no surprise. It's available in a variety of configurations, ranging from high refresh rate Full HD screens all the way up to a 4K OLED, and graphics options from an RTX 3060 to the RTX 3080. All of that in a really handsome and thin chassis that's really minimalistic, arguably still one of my favorite gaming laptops out there, and one that I would actually personally choose to use as my daily driver. For the second shortlisted, we have the Lenovo Legion 7, and this is honestly a gaming laptop that really brings performance to the table. It can be equipped with up to a Ryzen 9 and an RTX 3080 with 165 watts of GPU power, arguably the highest in its class, and it really shows. In any of the games that we threw at it, it basically performs superbly with great temperatures to boot, and if you're interested in ray trace gaming, it's more than capable as well. All in all, if you're simply looking for the best of the best in terms of performance, this is probably it. And for the third, this is something relatively recent, and it's the Acer Predator TRITON 300. Now at the time of this recording, I've actually reviewed the TRITON 300, but it may or may not be up on our YouTube channel just yet, so if it's up, you can check out in the links in the corner, or just wait a bit, alright? Just wait a little. In my opinion, this sits somewhere in between the Razer Blade 15 Advanced Edition and the Lenovo Legion 7. It hits a happy middle ground, but is still fully capable of being equipped with up to an 11th Gen Core i7 and an RTX 3080 in a relatively thin chassis. The design might be slightly more gamerish in comparison to the other two, but all in all, it still definitely performs, be it for games or creative work like photo or video editing. Personally, I do like the blue accents, it's quite unique. So those are the 3 laptops for contention. On to the next category. We now come to best value, and yes, this is a little subjective depending on what value means to you, but a key point here would be affordability and what you get for the price. First, we have the Asus TUF F15, and this is a laptop that's really kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. To be fair, it can be equipped with up to an RTX 3070 for the graphics side of things, but we won't be focusing on that. The RTX 3050 and 3050 Ti variants are the far more interesting options. Honestly, it's a laptop that just does everything pretty well, be it general usage for school or work, or some hardcore gaming and productivity. The design isn't too flamboyant either, and you do get quite a healthy amount of ports. Next, we have the Acer Swift X in its AMD variant, and this was quite the interesting laptop back when I reviewed it. Equipped with a Ryzen 5 and an RTX 3050, it's targeted towards the mainstream sector, and it does perform very well in that regard. It can definitely handle games well at 1080p with decent settings, and you can still get great performance in creative tasks like DaVinci Resolve. The color options are also pretty interesting, which makes for a more unique look which you might fancy. Lastly, we have the Huawei MATEBOOK X Pro, and this is probably the most ultrabook-like laptop of the bunch. The main highlight of this laptop is that high-res display, which sports a 3K by 2K resolution in a 3:2 aspect ratio. It's just great for any kind of daily work and especially documents, for you appreciate the extra vertical space. Not to mention, it's lightweight as well at just about 1.33 kilograms, which makes it very easy for everyday commute. For best value, these are the 3 laptops, and now to the final category. Most innovative. Now this category is definitely far more subjective compared to best value, but I would say it would be the laptop that surprised us pleasantly the most. It wasn't that long ago that Asus showed us something unique, a dial in a laptop. The Asus PROART STUDIOBOOK 16 OLED is arguably one of the more unique laptops in recent years, all thanks to that physical dial. Honestly, I didn't think I needed a dial in a laptop, ever, but that laptop definitely proved me otherwise. It's pretty intuitive, instantly syncing up with most of your favorite applications such as Adobe Photoshop, but more importantly, it uses the same protocols as the Microsoft Surface dial, and thus you can be assured support is here to stay, and there's probably more to come. Coupled with the gorgeous OLED display which covers 100% DCI-P3 and is even Pantone validated and Kalman calibrated, working with creative software is just downright great. We then have yet another surprise from Asus, and it's the VIVOBOOK 13 SLATE OLED. This is a rather unique piece of tech. It's basically a tablet PC, or you can call it a 2-in-1 or a detachable laptop. The best thing about it is that display, that OLED display. Watching content is just bliss, and you can really appreciate the more vibrant colors and deep blacks. Despite that, battery life is still pretty great at over 7 hours, and you can get a decent amount of ports as well. Now yes, performance isn't great. You can check out our full review in the link up above or in the description down below to know more, but with that said, it's still rather innovative. We'll give it that. Lastly, we have the Acer VERO, and this is a laptop made from recycled plastic. It's part of Acer's ongoing efforts with sustainability, and VERO is one such product to show their commitment. About 30% of the chassis is made from post-consumer recycled materials, and 50% of the keycaps are made from that same materials as well. In essence, it's able to save around 21% in CO2 emissions compared to a comparably sized standard laptop. I have to say that the VERO simply feels very different, but in a good way. It's just kind of unique, and it's something people would definitely notice. If we can all even help save the earth, even just a little, it's a good thing. So now, we gotta pick what we think are the best for each category. Starting with gaming and productivity, that title would probably go to the Lenovo Legion 7. It really is a fantastic gaming laptop that offers a properly good gaming experience unlike any other. Now both the Razer and the Acer are fantastic choices as well, but we would give the edge to the Lenovo as it's really packing so much more performance thanks to that 165W RTX 3080. In terms of raw performance, there's just no comparison. Now for best value, our top pick would currently go to the HUAWEI MATEBOOK X Pro. Now yes, it's been a while since I've tried the MATEBOOK X Pro, but even till today, I would say it holds up very well. HUAWEI has fixed the thermal issues on this generation, and that high-res 3K by 2K display is definitely a lot better than the other two. Coupled with great everyday performance and good battery life, all in a reasonably priced package, thus, it's our choice. Moving on to most innovative, and this is kind of a tough choice, but in the end, we would say that our pick goes to the Asus PROART STUDIOBOOK 16 OLED. For one, the OLED display is gorgeous, no doubt, but that physical dial implementation has got to be the most interesting thing thus far, across laptops in general. You might think it's a gimmick, but it really isn't. It does add that little extra versatility for productivity, and it's great. Moreover, even without the dial, the laptop boasts impressive specs and it's just great all around. Thus, it's our pick. So is that all? Well, not quite. We've still yet to choose the best laptop of 2021, and thus far in this video, I've yet to actually mention that laptop at all. So I think that most of you guys probably saw this coming from a mile away, but the best laptop of 2021 in our opinion goes to the Apple MacBook Pro 14-inch and 16-inch. Now yes, you can argue about the notch, talk about the issues, cry about the price, all that stuff, but even so, you have to admit that the new M1 Pro and M1 Max chips from Apple are just out of this world. I could render a 10-minute 4K video in just 5 minutes, and it's able to dish out that level of performance on battery. If you're dealing with Apple ProRes, the results are even more insane. It's even capable of gaming now, with the M1 Pro achieving a solid 50 plus frames per second at 1080p for Shadow of Tomb Raider. But of course, you got to talk about the Liquid Retina XDR display with ProMotion as well. It really is amazing, especially for HDR content. Oh, and how can we forget ports? We get actual ports now. Such hype. But yes, the best laptop in 2021 thus far has got to go to the new MacBook Pro 14 and 16 inch. There's just no comparison. So that's it, a short roundup of all the laptops that we have tested thus far in 2021. And yes, the list isn't that long, you have to forgive me, for I'm by my lonesome and I don't really have all the time to test all the laptops out there, and trust me, I wish I could. Some aren't even available in my country, or the region even. So with that said, if you're interested in any laptops that you would like to see us review, do let us know in the comment section down below and we'll see if we can get our hands on it. And hopefully by next year, this roundup that we'll probably be doing will have a much longer list, a more comprehensive list. But in the meantime, do consider liking this video and subscribing to us for more of such content. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and now TikTok. Till the next one. See ya!